is our music.
I think how we should look at it is African Americans. You know, they get that name African that they're not proud of, they don't want, and they're also judged as black people. You know, when it comes to white people, they are, you know, black people this, black people that. But then they'll make jokes on you're so dark skinned, you're so what. So that brings some also inferiority complex where they feel like since we're Americans, we are more light skinned than those Africans. But even like using the example right now, we should use Odo as an example, South Africa, more light skinned than Chris Rock, but Chris Rock is an American, Odo is African, you see. And for you to feel that since you are being more dark skinned makes you more African than the next person, that means you have low inferiority complex. So I'd say like Ari Spears to me, the joke that he made when he talked about the Nigerians was telling you black nigga, and he's like, you're more black than me, who are you calling black? So it creates a whole, but now like coming from Kenya, I wouldn't say we experience a lot of racism. What about South Africa? Is it an issue? Your complexion, like you're more dark than me.
Oh yeah, it's he's got a beautiful song. I think you know it, Mulatto Radiance.
Yeah.
And he speaks of actually a lot of South Africans that have played the song too. They relate to it. We even have a shade classification. For instance, as much as you have color, there are lighter colored black people like me in SA, not the colored people.
Yeah.
We have even a name called them yellow bone.
Yellow bone.
Yeah, yellow bone. It's that mulatto radiance, and it becomes so pathetic. We even within your
race,
within our race, there's some sort of a class. There's a funny song that they sing at weddings. It says, "Umntwana umfana ni colored." That is, my child looks like a colored. In terms of the hair has been straightened. Colored, for instance, it's not a racist classification. It's actually an ethnic group. It's a mixture of your black people and the whites.
Okay.
However, we have this inferiority complex of looking up to
lighter shades.
It's even contained in traditional songs, traditional wedding songs, to lighter shades.
Yeah.
As a result, if your child has got straighter hair, as much as it is colloquial, as much as it is more like our shank, you know, we associate a higher quality or a higher grade of some sort to whiteness.
I always blame it on religion. I always say like walking down the streets of Nairobi back in the days as a kid, you'd see the pictures of black Jesus, and there was a white Jesus and a black devil. There was this one guy with a very big afro, very black, and he had a tail, and he was the devil, but Jesus was white. Muki, what do you think? As in, does that play a role?
Well, I won't take it to religion. I mean, because yes, there are conditioning factors when one is growing up, but then you have a choice at some point in your life to actually say what path you're going to choose. Like you may be a staunch Christian, a staunch Muslim and all that, but then at the end of the day, you have what is resident as your identity. So it's unfortunate that for most part, even where I come from, you'll hear references like, my son, he went to university, he studied like the white man, you know, Somo comes Songo. There's always that reference, and it's because of the conditioning that came. You see, the conditioning that came with colonialism was very brutal, and it was traumatic, you know, and as such, it has left, it has left a mark on our ancestors, which was literally transferred as to you need to aim higher and be like, you know. So in reference to Ari Spears, the comic, making such sketches that, you know, you're dark like Mutombo, or, you know, or the minstrel show, for example, you know, with the dark body conformation and red lips.
Yeah.
For Americans, is the term African American even legal?
Even Africa, for instance.
Yeah,
Even an
it's in
African
Africa.
expression.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. So, but we have to use these terms to identify some things. However, like in regard to Aries Spears, it's sad that when he's writing his sketch, he has not done any research. That's why Dave Chappelle beats most of his comics. That's why Chris Rock beats most of his comics, because they have done their research, thorough research. Dave Chappelle, for instance, the mother was a personal assistant to the late Patrice Lumumba, and as a result, he's also been able to travel. And he went to South Africa, only for Cat Williams the other day to mention that, oh, why would he go to Africa where there's no roads and no water? It is true, there are places where there are no roads and no water. But even in New York, you have the Hamptons, and then you have Flatbush. You know, in LA, you have, what do you call it? Hollywood, and you have Oakland, you know? So, and if you're told you really cared about your sketch, you'd realize that this is because of corruption.
But I also think
I'd rather they make fun of the corrupt leaders.
This is music for border hoppers, changing shillings to dollars, dollars to kwaches, and kwaches to pullers, and pullers to rands.